Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for Sunday, December 7, 2025. And in the news this evening, motorcyclists and pedestrians urged to avoid breakaway along Springmount Road in St. James. The National Works Agency is appealing to motorcyclists and pedestrians to avoid a dangerous breakaway along a section of the Springmount Road in St. James to prevent putting themselves at risk. Community Relations Officer for the NWA's Western Office, Janelle Ricketts, told the news that the corridor, which was heavily damaged during the passage of Hurricane Melissa, remains unstable and unsafe. The roadway is closed, and the persons have to be mindful that it is closed because it's unsafe, so they are really not to be traversing that area, she said. That section was severely eroded, and currently there is just a narrow strip of land there, right next to an approximately 30-foot drop-off. During the storm, with the force of the water, all of that area was eroded, she pointed out. Despite all the associated risk, Ricketts said that some persons have continued to use the corridor because the alternative route is much longer. She warned, however, that the area is still very much unstable and any simple mistake or misadventure may result in loss of life or serious damage or injuries. It's really a steep drop-off, so even though persons are using that area now and they think that it is safe, it is really an unsafe practice, she said, lamenting that individuals, including those with small children and motorcycle operators, have been seen traversing the dangerous section. Ricketts said that restoring access to the main road will take time, noting that the agency is working to determine the most suitable engineering solution. We will need to pursue some geological assessment to see the best solution based on the soil type and the extent of the damage, she pointed out. She reinforced the appeal for public safety. Avoid the broken away section altogether. With the continuous rainfall that we've been having, that area is indeed unstable. Anything can happen at any time, and it is better to err on the side of caution, she urged. 60-year-old man dies after two-vehicle crash in Portmore. A 60-year-old man died on Saturday following a two-vehicle crash in Portmore, St. Catherine. He has been identified as Samuel McClarty. The police report that about 3:15 p.m., McClarty was driving a 2008 Honda Civic motorcar along Municipal Boulevard when, upon reaching the vicinity of the Silverstone housing scheme, he collided with a 2021 Toyota Corolla motorcar. The impact resulted in both vehicles being extensively damaged, and the occupants of both cars, including McClarty, sustained severe injuries. He was assisted to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he was admitted. He subsequently died. The Portmore Traffic Department is investigating the matter. St. Mary's Southeastern MP, alarmed over death of detainee at Lockup, calls for accountability. Member of Parliament for St. Mary's Southeastern, Christopher Brown, says he is deeply concerned about the death of a man in custody at the Anota Bay Police Station Lockup. The police reported that 34-year-old Eraldo Francis, otherwise called Nagram, sustained injuries during a fight with other detainees on Saturday and was later pronounced dead at hospital. In a media release, Brown argued that any situation in which a life is lost while under state supervision is alarming and must be urgently addressed. He is calling for a full investigation into the circumstances surrounding the incident and for the public to be informed. The MP is also calling for a review of how individuals are being housed at the lockup, noting that the facility has a history of overcrowding and other issues. According to him, the facility was built to accommodate 12 persons, yet recent information suggests it has been holding close to 5 times that number, with approximately 50 detainees in custody. Brown argues that there needs to be a plan for the relevant authorities to improve conditions at Anota Bay and other facilities in order to prevent any further harm. He noted that the Belfield police station is in a state of total disrepair, raising serious concerns about the conditions under which the men and women of the Jamaica Constabulary Force are required to work. Additionally, he said the Richmond Police Station, particularly the Lockup, is also in a troubling state, presenting risk both to detainees and to the officers stationed there. JLP Central Executive approves a resolution to support intensification of hurricane recovery efforts. The Jamaica Labour Party has approved the 2 resolutions following a meeting of its Central Executive on Sunday, signaling full support for the government's strengthened Hurricane Melissa recovery program and confirming the cancellation of the party's 2025 annual conference. JLP Chairman Robert Montague said the first resolution expressed the executive's strong support for the government's directive to state agencies, departments, and institutions to intensify relief and rebuilding efforts across the communities impacted by the Category 5 storm, which made landfall on October 28. The resolution noted the scale of damage caused by Hurricane Melissa, described as one of the strongest systems ever to hit Jamaica, and highlighted the government's pre- and post-impact response, including insurance arrangements, shelter preparations, drain clearance, strategic positioning of relief supplies, and a collaboration with public and private partners to distribute approximately 200,000 care packages. It also acknowledged that electricity has been restored to 80% of consumers and water to about 70% of the island, while the distribution of building materials and wider reconstruction planning are already underway. Despite this, the executive recognized that thousands of lives have been disrupted and that some residents remain without a shelter and basic utilities. The resolution further extended condolences to families who lost their loved ones or property in the hurricane and reaffirmed the support for accelerated recovery efforts. A second resolution approved by the Central Executive confirmed the cancellation of the JLP's 2025 annual conference, citing the party's focus on national recovery. It also endorsed the re-election en bloc of all members of the party's officers' corps. Both resolutions were formally adopted on Sunday. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.